Crime scene investigators are often called upon to collect physical evidence from a wide variety of environments. In this video, Tom and Randy Ashmore will demonstrate the CSI Pro metal detector's ability to pinpoint targets hidden within their training facility's evidence gardens. Ashmore Enterprises specializes in training law enforcement, military, and evidence technician personnel how to effectively use a metal detector to recover crime scene evidence.
Hello, I'm Tom Ashmore from Tom Ashmore Enterprises. Today we are going to examine different ways of finding weapons and material that is strewn about in hard to locate areas.
One evidence garden that Tom uses for training is this wood pile. Here he demonstrates to evidence recovery trainees that the CSI Pro can be used to locate a cached weapon.
All right, we found something in this log. We're going to move this log away. And there's a butt of a handgun.
Tom's next evidence training scenario is how to find a weapon hidden inside a simulated cinder block wall.
We reposition the coil. We're getting a good signal in the blocks. We're going to take the pro pointer and double check. Getting a good signal there.
Although these are just quick demonstrations, Tom is showing the CSI Pro's true versatility. It can also be used to locate targets under wood flooring.
All right, here we're going to examine a simulated floorboard, looking for contraband. Get a good signal right here. Getting a good signal. And we have a hatchet.
In addition to locating crime scene evidence, the CSI Pro can be utilized to help prevent violence by locating weapons that have been cached away for future use. Weapons are sometimes buried or even stashed inside natural hiding spots. Tom and his trainers advise those who search for evidence to remember to check out more than just the ground with their metal detector.
We come to logs, we always want to give them a good searching. This one, we're noticing a signal all the way through it, which piques our curiosity. So we're going to have to investigate it further. We've definitely got something in here. And there you have it. Hello, I'm Randy Ashmore, Director of Training here at Tom Ashmore Enterprises Incorporated. What we're going to do here is I've got 5 shell casings to help train the officer to trust the machine and not only your eyes. We're going to take these shell casings, I'm going to throw them out behind me, then we're going to use the detector to see what we can't see with the human eye. Okay, as we've already set the machine up for us, we're just going to go across, nice gentle sweeps. Not too far outside the shoulder width of the body. I know that what I threw was down here. I can't see it. Now I'm just going to sweep and check and find what I can see. As I get closer to something, I can use the pinpoint mode, or I can just go over the ground. And I can tell there's a shell casing right here under this wood chip. That's one. Getting a lot of activity over here, and I have 2 more. 2, 3. Here's 4. And here's 5. In a relatively short period of time, we were able to find 5 shell casings that were invisible to the human eye using this machine right here. As you can see, what we just did over here, finding those shell casings was very quick, very easy. Now understand that this is a training environment, and what we have set up, we know what we've thrown out there. We've already eliminated the possibility of other garbage and trash that would be out in the real world. Now, if we do encounter that type of situation where we've got pull tabs and nails and other things that are out in the ground naturally, we can run those through different programs built into this system, elimination, discrimination, sensitivity settings, that'll help me narrow down exactly what I'm looking for, being shell casings. But we will check it all out to make sure that we have what we need.
Fired bullets and spent casings can be vital evidence for forensic scientists, but where they end up can make them challenging to recover at times.
Okay, sometimes the targets we're looking for are very small and very minute. The Garrett CSI Pro has the ability to find small targets, but they may be difficult to sort out. We have a target here. We know there's something there. Now the trick is to find it. All right, we've got an idea where the object is, so we're going to take our Pro pointer and we're going to take a plastic scoop and we're going to start searching for it. Well, we know it's in that scoop. We're going to be very careful about dumping the sand out because this is a very small target. We'll dump about 1/4 of it out. We will search. It's not there. Just to be safe, we will dump it into our other little container and we'll start again. We will search that out. Nothing. Dump it in there. Now let's just check and make sure that we still got it. Still there. Nothing. Still there. Pick it out. A .22 caliber head. Sometimes in a running gun battle, the bullets aren't just laying on the ground, they could end up in buildings or in trees. So we have to learn to examine things at different heights and elevations. Notice we're getting a good signal in this tree. It's about almost 6 feet off the ground. We're going to examine it with a Pro pointer. We're getting good noise. We've got something in there. We look, we can actually see the back of a bullet. That could be the evidence that we needed.
What we have here is a basic campground setup, and the reason we use this scenario is a couple years ago out in the Midwest there was an escaped convict who was known for killing police officers, and they did capture him, but when they did, they asked him how come he didn't return fire, and he said because his firearms were hidden around the camp and he could not get to it. What we're going to do here is we're going to show you some places that are not seen by the naked eye that might have some hidden weapons. And here, as you can see, we have a pistol that's been hidden in a log pile. And here you can see that we have a booby trap signaling device. One of the things we have here in the campground is a fire pit. A lot of things can be destroyed by fire, but they leave a lot of telltale signs. In this case, we're looking for a felon who possibly had handcuffs on. He might be trying to dispose of handcuffs or some other restraint device that he had on himself. So we're going to look for that in the fire pit here. Getting a lot of signal, and that could be from the metal tripod here, so I'm going to go closer with the Pro pointer. Definitely have something in here. We have a set of handcuffs. Around the fire pit, quite often where people sit, they like to stash, if they're bad guys, like to stash some weapons easy at hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to check around the fire pit here and see if there's anything that we could find that might be used as a weapon against us as law enforcement. Definitely something in the pile here. Again, we use our Pro pointer, narrow it down, and look. I have a homemade shank. As you can see, just walking around a fire pit, around a small campground with some proper tools and training using a CSI Pro and a Garrett Pro pointer metal detector, we can find a lot of things that could have potentially harmed us had we not used this equipment. So using this works in our favor.
There are a number of search patterns commonly used by CSI professionals to properly cover the different crime scenes they encounter. One such technique is a grid search.
All right, as you can see, we have a section gridded off here with ropes. The reason we grid it off is to be sure that we search every inch of the property we're looking at. It's time consuming, but it's the only way to assure we don't miss anything. To properly search a grid, we move slow and concise. We're getting a signal there. We'll check it in a minute. We check out the whole grid area that we're working in, keeping the coil low to the ground. Then we switch. We go this way. If you remember, we were getting a signal by this second little leaf. We will stop and see what that is. .45 casing. Here we're going to be working uneven terrain. We're going to be using the 5x8 coil on the CSI Pro, and we're going to show you how beneficial it is to have this smaller coil, this 5x8. Working around rocks and uneven terrain, the larger coils will not give you the ability to really scan close. I'm getting a signal here. I can get the little coil in all these little notches. I can search in places I just can't get with a big coil. Grenade pin. One of the nice things about a CSI Pro is that if we're getting interference from another detector, we can change frequencies and still work in close proximity and keep the job going.
A good feature on the CSI Pro is its audible tones. It has three distinct different tones depending on what the target is identifying. And those tones are important because it helps. More information on the target will give you a better idea of what you have. You've got a low tone used for ferrous or metals of that nature, of iron, and then the higher tones depending on the size and quantity and type that you're finding. We're going to go take a look at each. I got 3 different items on the ground here, and we're going to listen to those tones and see what we can find. As you can see, the 3 different items that we have laying on the ground of different metal types and makeup are definitely distinguished by the audible tones, which is extremely important and helpful to the searcher in what they're looking for.
Proper training and full knowledge of the CSI Pro's features are essential to its successful deployment. Proper technique is also very important.
During the operation and the use of any metal detector, the CSI Pro is no different than any other metal detector in that when you're sweeping, you want to keep a nice steady motion parallel to the ground. You don't want to lift it, such as this right here, which some people have a tendency to do because you're going to be losing coverage area. You're going to make an imaginary figure 8. Okay, a nice easy motion, walking ahead, half step at a time. You want to imagine in your mind that you're going down a lane of approximately 3 feet wide. Take your time. You don't want to miss any possible targets. Anything that's deeper may be buried quite deep, and you want to be able to hear even the faintest of signals. So you want to take a nice, easy sweeping motion, just like this.
Okay, today we've gone through a few scenarios showing you the versatility of the new Garrett CSI Pro. This machine is new to us and we have enjoyed using it. We're finding it to be very accurate and well worth looking into if your department is looking to buy or upgrade their units.